June is the month of a lot of things. Like, for example, there's Pride Month, there's Men's Mental Health Month, there's National Candy Month to be more lighthearted, and there's also Gun Violence Awareness Month. Um, but there's one of those I really want to focus on today, and it is Men's Mental Health Month. Um, Now, before anyone gets all, upset in the comments about any of this, yes, I'm fully aware, everything here needs to be talked about more. Well, maybe except for Candy Month, but hey, who doesn't love candy? But everything here needs to be talked about more. And I just wanted to share my own kind of experiences and just kind of get into talking about, mental health because it's something I like talking about a lot when I get the chance to. And being able to talk about it, not really like, I don't really have a platform to talk about it, but being able to just kind of discuss, um, being able to discuss something like this is always just kind of nice. And it's nice to get this sort of thing just off my chest and talk about it when I kind of need to. Now, for starters, this is the first video I've uploaded in like a year. So I'm sorry for on this channel. I'm sorry for like the lack of content on here. Something I plan to get more into on this channel is just kind of talk about stuff. Stuff that I kind of don't really want to use my main channel for, where I mostly just play games if this is the first you're ever hearing from me. This one I'd like to just talk about more personal things, stuff I find interesting, more of like commentary, um, stuff like that. So without further ado, let's just kind of talk. Um, so for starters, let me just pull up a stat here. Now from this article I'm reading here, it says about 740,000 suicides are reported annually, and that's one death on average every 43-ish seconds. Now that's not just men, that's not just women, that's not just anyone in between and all over. It's everyone. And I know I mentioned wanting to talk about men's mental health and the month that this is, but I also want to just talk about mental health in general because, I mean, everyone deserves to be a little happy, right? Right. So let's just kind of talk a little more about that, and let's talk about these rates and not so much like what they mean, but just some stuff I've kind of been thinking about. And one of them that comes to my mind first is something I saw in this video. I don't remember if it was a TikTok or an Instagram reel, but I was doom scrolling one day and I came across this video where someone was talking about content creators and not so much their mental state, but what they can provide for other people. And when I started out making content, I made it my goal to make one person smile at least a day. One person smile a day at the very least. That was my goal when I wanted to start. And I feel like personally, I've kind of drifted away from that. Um, I definitely could have, maybe posted more or streamed, but I was watching this video and they said, if you're a content creator and you ever feel like you just don't want to get up and do anything, always remember that there's at least one person out there. It doesn't matter how big or how small your channel is. There's one person out there who wants to see your content. And maybe just seeing that content, seeing you laugh and have fun, maybe that is what will make them get through another day and smile and laugh, maybe type in your chat if you're a streamer, have fun with you. It's stuff like that. And when I saw this video, I was thinking about how often I stream on Twitch and how often I post on YouTube, and I was just looking at it and I was like, wow, that's like probably the best way to look at it because I haven't streamed in, I don't know how long it's been. I think about 2 months now. Um, which I mean, granted, I totally could have streamed more, and I'm not saying, wow, I, what was me? I should have streamed more, whatnot. I totally could have. I just didn't. And I know how much some of my videos mean to people because I'm not the greatest content creator, but it's stuff like that where you get to like see what your channel has, like the impact it has on someone. It's something like that that really makes like getting out of bed kind of nicer in a sense. So that was the first one I kind of looked at. Um, just kind of just thinking about it like that just really put things in a whole other perspective for me when thinking about, you know, content and all that. And yeah, it was just like a really eye opener experience. Now, for the next thing I wanted to talk about here, I wanted to talk about a couple of these games I've played recently. Um, but then, well, I say recently, but one of them was about 7 months ago. Um, so here on my screen, I have my channel. Um, and I have this game here, and they're both Roblox games. Both of them are really good. If you haven't checked them out, I highly recommend it. The titles of them are in um, parentheses. So I highly recommend going to check those out. They are some of probably the best videos I've ever made on my channel. Little plug there. But in these games, this first one here, about moving on, is about a character who loses their best friend, and like they get into an argument, they lose their best friend, and they decide it's time to just move on. And that's the way I interpreted it anyway. And it seemed like the other character really struggled with expressing their emotions. And then this other game, it was about a character who kind of just felt more empty, I guess, in a sense. And they were constantly just like down on themselves. They would just have terrible thoughts about themselves. They would just have panic attacks. They would just everything bad. And this is all because they're moving. And they didn't get to do this performance with their best friend. And it really just ate them up. Like I should have done something. When in reality, sometimes you just can't. And I feel like these two both paint like a really good picture of what to do. Not even so much what to do, but like in these situations, just like what's kind of happening, really. Like this one, his his friend just isn't good for him anymore, and he was really depressed about it. I won't. If you want to, play the game for yourself, go play the game and come back to this part in the video. But because there's a spoiler, but during the game, the main character, the bad ending, he kills himself, and that really hit me because it's like, damn, he just saw he had nothing left, and he was gone. And I really want to touch upon that and just say, no matter what, you are never alone. And if anyone out there who somehow stumbles upon this video feels like you are alone and you need someone to talk to, join my Discord and hit me up. I will be more than happy to help you and sit through your problems. I might not, respond, or if you just want to, reach out and be like, hey, I just needed somewhere to vent. My DMs are always open. And even on my social media, on my Twitter, on my Instagram, you can always just hit those up, vent, and move on. If you need someone to talk to, I can respond. If you just say you need someone to vent to, I can just open the message and you can have it there. But I just want everyone here to know you're never alone, and I believe in all of you. Everyone here will do great things, and I hope everyone who is struggling with any sort of mental health sort of just issues right now, I hope you get through it. Because everyone here deserves to be happy. And I should take my own words here too. Um, Sorry for this kind of just random video, just out of the blue. Just not really well put together, and there was no script going into it. I've been up since like 2 in the morning, and it's 8 o'clock now, and I just wanted to just kind of sit here and talk, I guess. And yeah, if you want more videos like this where I talk about my interests, maybe talk about an anime or a game or something that I've been interested in, or maybe just post some gameplay of like Valorant or something, let me know in the comments below. And or if you just want like another deep video about this sort of topic, let me know. Um Again, happy Pride Month, happy Men's Mental Health Month, happy Candy Month, because that one's the most important one here. And I'll leave it at that. Have a great one.